Hey, how's it going, my fellow Homo sapiens? This your boy YuGiOh, and this is a artifact deck review. Now, I understand that it's a little early and the artifacts are not out yet, but if you have been watching my channel, I've been very excited for this deck to come out. I know it comes out in May, but I just couldn't wait, so I went on ahead and I most likely proxied all the artifact monsters. So this ain't the real cards, the artifacts aren't the real cards, they're just the proxy, but everything else are real. So, let's start the first monster off. The first one we're running is Beagalltach, and that's the 2100 attack monster, 1400 defense. And basically what happens when this card is special summoned on your opponent's side of the field, on their turn you destroy one face-up card. I run 3 of him. I spam him so much. I use Call of the Hunted. I use basically anything to get him out the graveyard on my opponent's turn. He is just so good. And you can use his effect multiple times. So like, I could special summon him with Call of the Hunted and special summon him again with another Call of the Hunted. So good. So 3 of him. The next monster we're running is 2 Beagalltachs. I believe that's how you pronounce the name, Beagalltachs. 1400 attack, 2100 defense. Now, he's not a beater, but he has good defense. Why I'm running him at 2, I think 3 is kind of cloggy. And also, I use him to blow up my set cards in the back row. So let's say I only have 1 MST and I have a whole bunch of artifacts face down. Well, I'm going to blow him up on my opponent's turn, have him to special summon in defense, and blow up to 2 set cards. So that's really good. So if you only have 1 set card, you can blow it up. Or you have 2 or 3 in the back row, you only want to destroy 1. That's all you have to do is destroy 1. And next, I'm running only 2 of Cartridge. The main reason I'm running 2 of these is you can only control one of this one on the field at once. 1600 attack, 2400 defense. Good defense. I had 3 at first. However, what I found out was I kept special summoning and I kept trying to get more one of these on the field and just couldn't happen. So I find it easier just to have 2 because they're kind of cloggy. But she's really, really good. Or he's really, really good. The next one is 2 Labrys. I believe that the names is very, very difficult to pronounce. I know when it comes out into the English versions, their names will be changed, hopefully. But basically, this is 1500 attack, 2200 defense. When this card is special summoned on the field on your opponent's turn, your opponent cannot attack any of your artifact monsters. And if I didn't explain the effect with Cartridge, basically anytime an artifact monster is special summoned while this card is on the field, you draw a card. So she's on the field, you special summon, you special summon. You draw 2 cards. Now he has to be on the field first before you can draw. So let's say you special, then he special, you do not get the draw cards. He needs to be up there first for it to resolve. The next card I'm running in the deck is 2 Achilles. Basically, 1200 attack, 2500 defense. This card says when it's special summon on your side of the field or special summon on your opponent's turn, artifact monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. And I believe they cannot be targeted by card effects also. So good when you want to go off. Just blow up everything. And there she go. Boom. Put it in defense. They try to dark hole or bounce it back to your hand. Oh, it stays. Now the next one I'm running is 3 Labrys. Now you're asking, why 3? The main reason I run 3 of this one is it's a beater. 2300 attack, 1000 defense. When a card is destroyed in your back row, or a artifact is destroyed in your back row in your spell and trap card zone, you can special summon this one from your hand. So good. I rarely set this one. If I set this one, I'm really hurting at the moment. So I won 3. Now, those was all the artifacts. These are the non-artifact monsters. Dark Retress, I believe. Now you're asking yourself, why am I running this card? Well, first thing first, I barely normal summon in this deck. 2, I run 3 of these guys for the simple reason, once per turn they cannot be destroyed by battle. Second, I can get Beetles the Dragon on the field because it's a dark tuner. They are light monsters. So let's see here, 5, a 3 stars tuner, 8. I can go for Stardust or I can go for Beetles. So good, Beagalltach, however you pronounce the guy's name. He's just so good, he's just a win condition. You get him on the field and your opponent usually scoop if they can't take the monster or banish it. So like, let's see, first turn I can get Beetles on the field, or like let's say if I special summon this card and my turn come back around, I'll just normal summon then sync up. So good, so good. And I run 3. And let's say I'm just having a real bad time, I'll just set this card, you attack into it, up, you might want to attack again, or you might just want to blow it up. Now I'm running 2 Labrys jars, or Afris jars, or Aberrant jar. A lot of people said, you know what, this is a bad card because it blows up your opponent's set cards too and they get to draw a card. Well, you know what? I actually feel like this is a real good card. First thing first, I never flip it. My opponent usually flips it. And a lot of times they'll set their cards, then enter in battle. And then sometimes it's a lot of stuff they need in the back row. Do they get to draw? Yes. But at the same time, I get to draw and I'm going off. So let's say if I have them in the back row, okay? You attack, he flips, blow up all set cards, I draw, special, now my effects go off. Good game, kind sir. 1 Thunder King Rai-Oh. Oh, this card puts in work. I wish he was at 2, I wish he was at 3. Just, oh my goodness. First thing first, I do not search with this deck. I do not like go through my deck and add cards to my hand. So he's so good. And once again, like I said, I don't normal summon. So I would normal summon him, you try to exceed or something, I tribute him off and, you know, negate the summon. Okay, now this is the last minute tech I put in. I was actually running 2 Light and Darkness Dragons because when Light and Darkness is destroyed, when he's destroyed, he blows up my field and he special summon 1 monster out the grave. And especially with having all this back row, it worked real nice. But one thing I found out about Light and Darkness, it was cloggy. If I didn't have anything to blow up and I had a whole handful of artifacts, it's just really hard to get rid of. Not just that, if I get Light and Darkness on the field, it seems like the opponent does not want to activate or do anything to destroy Light and Darkness on their turn. So I put in Effect Veiler. Basically, she's a tuner. I don't care that she's a tuner, but she just negates the effect of one of the opponent's monsters on the field. The next card, I'm running 2 Instant Fusions. Instant Fusion, basically you can special summon a level 5 or lower monster from your extra deck, and at the end phase it's destroyed. Well, let's say this, Instant Fusion, and I have this in my hand, okay? So Instant Fusion a fusion monster, summon him, go straight for Beetles. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Do I get that hand often? No, but I have got that hand a few times on Dead Pro. Okay, so we're running 3 artifact movements. Basically what this card does is, it's like an MST. However, when you play this card, you have to set a artifact monster. So let's say you play Zombie World. Well, I'm going to destroy and I have to set an artifact monster. So let's say you have 5 cards in the back row. You cannot actually destroy any of your opponent monster because you have to, any of your opponent spell or trap cards, because you have to set a card. So you have to destroy one in your back row, then set one. 3 MSTs. Those are secret rare MSTs. Took me forever to get these cheap secret rare MSTs. You'd be amazed, no one wanted to come off of them. So MST, you know what it does. Quick play, blow up one of your opponent's spell or trap cards, or blow up one of my spell or trap cards. It's just so good, oh my goodness. And another VIP of the deck is Double Cyclone. Oh man, this deck is, this card here, before artifacts, I never thought I would play this card, but this card is just so good. Double Cyclone is so good. So basically what this card does is, you destroy one of your cards, or spell or trap cards, and you destroy one of your opponent's spell or trap cards. And you just go off. It's a win-win. Now we're on to the traps. Okay, so we have 2 Master Catastrophes. Basically, I might have a back row full of cards, and my opponent might have a back row full of cards. I'll set this. So when they attack, I'll play, and it's like I win game. Because I'm gonna blow up my back row, blow up your back row if you can't stop it, and I'm just gonna special summon. In some kind of way, I'm probably gonna blow up your monster. I'm running 2. I was running 3, but I wanted to add a whole bunch of other stuff in the deck, so I cut it down to 2. This card is so good, so good. And one thing I noticed with this deck is that a lot of people do not know what to do against this type of deck. It's a brand new type of gameplay. A lot of people is like, oh man, they're like Crystal Beasts. And I'm like, no, they're nothing like Crystal Beasts. I go off when you set something in your back row. And a lot of people, it's gonna change the meta a little bit. That's what I'm thinking. I really do feel like Artifacts is gonna be tier. 2 Call of the Hunteds. I really don't even need to explain this, but I'm gonna explain it anyway. Special summon 1 monster out your graveyard in attack mode. Well, guess what I'm special summoning? A that damn artifact. That's right, an artifact. And I'm gonna do some crazy effect with it. This card here, oh my goodness, so good. I believe it's Temple of Artifacts. Basically what I do is I special summon any artifact monster from my deck, but I cannot enter my battle phase. Also, if this card is destroyed by your opponent card effect, you can destroy 1 card on the field. Oh! Besides it being face down or face up, there's 1 card on the field. You can even destroy your own cards on the field. So let's say I have it face down, right? Okay, bam. Play, warning, you pay 2,000. Okay, warning destroys, card effect goes off, destroy 1 of your cards. It's just so good, so good. So that is my artifact deck. Now I'm gonna go over my extra deck. But I just feel like Artifacts is definitely going to be tier. It's been a while since I've been really hyped up for a archetype like this. Now I will probably do some more changes before May, just to kind of find the weakness of the deck and see what I can do to speed it up. The deck is real fast. However, I found quite a few weaknesses of the deck. So next up is the extra deck for the artifacts. Okay, so now we're talking about the extra deck. So the first issue is 2 dual draws, and basically the effect of this card is anytime an opponent activates anytime a magic, normal magic, trap, or monster effect goes off, you can detach to have your opponent to destroy 1 of your back row. So it pretty much negates and blow up 1 of my back row so I can go off even more. Also, once per turn I can detach to have both me and my opponent to shuffle our hands into our decks and draw the same number of cards. So if I'm going against something like a Zodia, it just is so good. Or cards like let's think of Marmills, where they actually have to reveal the monster. Okay, pay your cost, effect, shuffle it back into your deck, draw the same number of cards. Oh my goodness, so good. Now, I was running 3, but I needed the room in my extra deck, so I broke them down to 2. 2 fusions. These are not the fusions I'm actually going to be using in May. I'm hoping the new fusion come out. It's a level 5. At the end phase, it destroys a card if it's destroyed. That's the fusion I'm going to be running. I don't know the name of it, but right now I'm just running these 2 fusions. Now I'm running, let's see here, Aegis, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Basically, you can detach to destroy 1 face-up card, and that's secret. Running 2 Tyrus. This card is just so good. Tyrus is so good. First thing first, she can't be destroyed by card effects as long as she has materials. And if she attacks, you can destroy 1 card on your opponent's field at the end of battle. And I'm running 2 of her. I might bump her up to 3. It just depends. The only bad thing about her is I know that people can punch over her very easily. Arsenal Zenmaioh, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He just destroys 2 set cards. 2 Beetles or Beetle. I like calling them the Beetles. Let's see here. Of the dragon. I can't see. Beetles. But he's 3,000 attack, 3,000 defense. Usually when you get this guy on the field, it's game. Like, if your opponent has no answers for this one right here, you can just sit on him, and it's good. And something else I just learned. It's not the battle phase. Like, let's say you take damage. Any damage you take, I believe it adds to this. So if someone's playing a burn deck, it adds to it. Oh my god. Now, I don't know if that effect really works like that. I'm going to have to do some more looking up on this and look up some more rulings on this guy. But this guy is just so good. Like, when I put him in my the artifact deck is already good without him. But putting him in the artifact deck, oh my goodness. This is, I do believe he's going to either get limited or banned. If he doesn't, I'm going to be happy. Okay, then we got number C101. The, let's see, Silence Dark or something of that nature. Basically, his effect is you need 3 level 5s to get this guy. I was gonna run 1-on-1 in the deck, but I'm not really summoning a lot of level 4s. So I'm using this guy. So basically, what he does is he just takes your opponent monster. He doesn't detach. You just take your opponent monster if their monster is special summoned. I rarely get him out, but here's my answer to Beetles. So let's say my opponent takes him away from me, or my opponent goes for him first, I'm gonna go for him when my turn comes around. Then we have Volcasaurus. I run 1 of him. I actually have him at 2 at the moment, but I got 15 cards in my deck. So right now I'm gonna just set the other one to the side. But he's real good. Basically, you detach, you destroy one of your opponent monsters, they take the damage, and he can't attack directly, but if your opponent has a monster, you can attack. And personally, my personal opinion, one of the best seeds in this deck is Gyre Charger. Oh my goodness, I run 3 of him. He's just so good, too good. Basically, how he works, he pierces also. You can put him over a level 5 or I believe a level 6 seed monster. So let's say I got him on the field and you finish chain him. Cool, I'm going for him. Or let's say I have dual draw on the field, I have no materials. Well, guess what? I'm going for him. You know, people like to hide behind Spirit Reaper and Marshmallow. Oh, cool. I'm going for him. So good. So good. So it's like, oh yeah, I use his effect. He can't attack directly. Okay, overlay. Holla at your boy. So that's it for my extra deck. I need to do one for the side deck. I'm still actually working on my side deck. Right now, the only cards I have in my side deck is 3 Mistakes, because I do not search with this deck, and I feel like Mistakes is awesome in this deck. But this is the deck of the artifacts. Tell me what you think. Tell me, would you add anything to this deck? What would you take out? How do you feel? Do you think artifacts is going to be good, or do you think artifacts is going to be bad, or do you feel like they're going to be just tier 1 broken? That's all I have for you today. I'm Uzumaki Hado. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, rate, and comment.